Hey, what's up? This is Preston with Salt Lake City Guitar, and in this video we're going to go over what to do if your fingers hurt when you play guitar. There are three main things that we need to chat about, and let's get started. Alright, so the first thing we'll go over is the amount of pressure for squeezing the guitar. So when someone comes to my school and I work with them, sometimes I see them doing this, where they are just squeezing these strings as hard as they can, and I want you to listen to this. Could you kind of hear that? The first one, I just pressed it. Second one, I'm squeezing as hard as I possibly can. And look what that's doing to my finger. So again, very simple fix. If that's happening, just shake it off, dude. You don't need to squeeze so hard. Okay, so I know that's easier said than done, but you don't need to squeeze so hard. You don't need to try to kill the thing. You just need to squeeze hard enough for the note to sound, and that's it. The second thing you need to do is where you squeeze. So coming back over here, you'll see, technically you can squeeze anywhere you want, but we'll call this the little sweet spot right behind the fret. So let me play this. You're not going to be on the fret, right? It's going to sound like crap. But if you're over here, you'll have to squeeze a little harder versus right behind there. Now how that works with, let's say, a chord, I'll do a little C chord. Can you see my fingers? Every finger is up against those frets. G chord. Can you see that? I'll do the A chord. Notice that one is, but these ones can't be because they're all on that same fret, just different strings. But the first one is D chord. Simple enough. So all you need to do is train your fingers to always go exactly where you want them to go. And this can apply to scales as well. If you're playing a scale, let's say a pentatonic, and you're going here. Can you see that? It wasn't sometimes here, sometimes there, and then sometimes I'm there, sometimes here. You're always going to the same place. And a little bonus when you do it like this is your precision goes way up, because you're not all over the place inside the fret. You're always spot on, right? And you're spot on the little sweet spot, okay? Now, the last one is just overall tension. So this kind of applied to the first one, playing a chord, and if you are just squeezing this thing and there's tension, let's say you can see that in my shoulder or here, and you're jutting this thing out. Maybe you're holding the guitar like so, and then you're jutting it like this. And that hurts my wrist. And you're just gonna have just way too much tension. And if you are, for example, I'm trying to think of students I've had in the past. Let's say the older middle-aged man who does construction, right? And his hands are definitely big, strong man hands, and they're not very fluid, and he just tons of tension in there. You can't get him to stretch. You got to go easy with this to get all those fine little muscle fibers to begin to stretch. And that's why, one, we want to have good technique. If this isn't working, get it over here so this goes straight up like so. You don't need to be doing all this craziness with your shoulder, your elbow. If you do have that tension, just shake it off. And you do that. Now, a lot of times people think it's the calluses, and that's partly true. So I work with little kids as young as 5 years old, and if you've ever seen a little 5-year-old's fingers, they're teeny tiny. They're definitely little delicate things, and I've never had little kids like complaining that the strings hurt their fingers so bad, unless they're squeezing freaking hard. Okay, so again, I need you to not squeeze so hard. Now, if you're bending the strings, such as doing something like this, yeah, when you bend the strings, that is definitely going to build those calluses, and if you don't have them, that'll hurt a little bit. Sliding around, doing quick movements, but just for beginning, don't press so hard, okay? But that kind of applies to all of them. If you're sliding, you don't need to... That second one I pressed really hard, and those frets were ripping up my fingers, right? You just need to press hard enough to get the sound. Oh, one final note on this is the string size. So if you are, for example, doing lead guitar and you have these really thick strings or trying to bend on an acoustic guitar, that is really going to get those calluses. That's really going to be hurting as far as that goes. So if your fingers hurt because of that, if it's not tension, it's just that, like the callus thing, you can totally put lighter strings on your guitar, your acoustic guitar, whatever, to build up the strength and your calluses. So there you go. Okay, so to recap, what do we have? We had, you don't need to press so hard. 2, press in the right place. 3, just overall tension in your body. Okay, so I hope this helps. If you have any questions on this subject, make sure to make a comment in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, be sure to like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And yeah, let me know if you have anything that you want me, any videos you want me to make, and we'll be happy to make new videos for you. Okay.